Hey YouTube, coming at you with a try-hard Ultra League team. I'll put the basketball net in just because everyone wants me to dunk on it. So the try-hard Ultra League team is Drifblim, Drapion, and I started with Registeel, but Cobalion is way better, but I got a few matchups with Registeel, so I wanted to show that. Basically, I started with Drifblim because it worked very well with Astonish in the Great League, and I wanted to try and see if it translated to the Ultra League. And then I was looking for a second Pokemon, and then I was like, okay, Feraligatr is the best safe swap, but I don't want to ghost type fast move Pokemon. So what was the second one? Drapion. So I built up a Shadow Drapion. I had not built one up yet, so I built one up. And then I started with Registeel because, you need some bulk on this team. You need Dark with Drifblim would be a bit of an issue, so I wanted to kind of cover Dark with the Focus Blast a bit. So I started with Registeel. Just normal typings in general. Normal typings as well because Ghost is double resisted by normal, so I wanted to cover something cover the normal. And then after a few with Registeel, I thought Cobalion would be better, and it was better. So let's look at the teams to see how it plays out. So bad lead. We'll go straight Drapion here. And Drapion is a great safe swap because it charges so fast. And by the time they make this switch into Dragonite, I'm already at 5 Poison Stings, which is a crunch. So only 4 to an Aqua Tail, 5 to a crunch. Once Poison Sting got buffed, this thing just became real. It was always a really tricky one to go against just because how spam it is. But when it got that Poison Sting buff that I also added some damage, you're seeing it on full display here. Once I landed that crunch, this was just like mine for the taking. So it was just no problem to take switch here once I landed. Once they took to 5, I guess 4 plus the one on the come in. Once they took 4 Poison Stings to come in and then the 5th one by the time they got in, it's over for them because just how fast charging Drapion is, and then with the Poison Sting buff being able to do that damage. And look at that crunch on this is a full health Ampharos. So come in here, start taking some brutal swings. I take one more than I should have because this is the second one, and then I have a move. I think it was a mix of overfarm and maybe the mix of the game just lagging a bit here. Yeah, see, so I was going to throw it and then you just saw, I'm sure you saw it, but in case you did not see it, let's take a look at this. So here comes the second one. I'm going to try and go throw this third one, but then we're just going to get a huge freeze frame coming up here. There's the freeze frame right there. Oh yeah, so probably cost me 2 to 3 fast moves there in terms of overall. Then they come with Dragonite, but they're already so low on the Dragonite. So now I can just one-shot Ampharos when they come back in Ampharos. I don't know what they were doing. I'm low in the ELO range right now. Not as much anymore after this run I had with this team. But get the Focus Blast off here. And then what's in the back? Virizion. Don't know why they didn't come here. I do have Focus Blast. And then I think the Drifblim left anyways. So as long as they don't have the Stone Edge, I should be fine. I'm staying in here because in case they do have the Stone Edge, I want them to dump some of the... Oh, they threw a Leaf Blade. I wanted them to dump some of the Sacred Sword on me before they throw the Stone Edge here. Okay, so they're running Leaf Blade, Stone Edge. But because I got them to dump some of that energy, I now get to the move before them to take them out. Glycopod, again, Drifblim weak to Ghost, so bad lead, instant swap. Typhlosion, again, so here we go. This thing has Aqua Tail, this thing is spammy. Drapion is coming in clutch here. Now Poison Sting is a 2-turn move. They have a 5-turn Incinerate, so now I can just do 2 Poison Stings, and then the Aqua Tail before their Incinerate gets completed. So I'll shield, and again, same. Oh, I'm not gonna shield. Okay, I remember one I shielded and flipped, but I already grabbed the shield. So now I think what I'm doing is I already grabbed the shield, come in here, get ahead on energy, and then Shadow Ball. I think that's what I'm doing. What am I doing? And they give up switch. So then I just instant swap because they're weak to Zap Cannon. Like I said, everyone is way more aggressive on these switches this season. Just lowering the timer from 50 to from 60 to 50. I have seen a ton of a lot more aggression on the aggressiveness on the swaps. Feraligatr is a bit tough for... The problem with Registeel is it doesn't have any fast move pressure, so it's got some nukes, but no fast move pressure. And then when you have, again, I kind of got caught on leg there. That's why by the time I went to throw it, they already kind of caught. So I'm kind of slow on fast move pressure on the back, so that's why I kind of switched to Cobalion too. I just didn't like Poison Sting is buff, but it still doesn't hit that hard. Astonish hits pretty hard, but Poison Sting doesn't. And then have like Lock On, just 2 back Pokemon, both weak to ground, which Cobalion doesn't help that situation. But 2 back Pokemon that were both weak to ground and without fast move pressure, not great. Live with 1 HP. Those XLs 3, 15, 12, 49.5 comes in really handy there. Kingdra on the lead. So I think I stay in for a bit. Again, you are double weak to ground in the back, but you don't need to necessarily draw one out. So I didn't act, even though you are double weak to ground, I didn't run this as like an ABB. If I see a ground in the back, I'll just try to deal with it between Drapion's Aqua Tail and then, yeah, Cobalion. If it's just a pure ground, it's okay. If it's like a ground ghost, yeah, we're in. Oh, well, if it's a ground ghost, then Drapion's gonna have okay with Crunch, right? So they kind of works. Get the Icy Wind off here. They let it go. Licky comes in. I'm just gonna instant swap and speak about your ground. I just didn't want to get like farmed down with Licky with double resisted Astonishes, so I just kind of forced them here. The spamminess coming in clutch here, but now they're going to be loaded with energy. And now, again, having no fast move pressure, not like double kick was going to do any fast move pressure to a ghost, but no fast move in, fast move denial, rampant throughout the Baltimore regional. Everyone online is complaining about it. All like the top players are just like, again, we've seen it in GBL. Like I've brought out multiple times, like even last video on the weekend, where I'm just like, yeah, like multiple times, here's a fast move denial that allows me to get this move off or not get a move off or not get whatever off. And it's just like this game. But now it was at the Baltimore regional, so everyone noticed it and everyone is commenting on it. Okay, Drifblim, I was going to put you in the thumbnail, but you are not doing anything. And it is truly Drapion carrying this team right now. So Drapion, you are going in the thumbnail, my friend. Aqua Tail crunches resisted to throwing Aqua Tail. Although I do remember one time, I think later on in the battles here, I do throw Crunch against a fellow Drapion instead of Aqua Tail for some reason. It was a mistake. I'll point it out when I get to it. So they're going to take me out here probably with the Dark Pulse. That's fine. Can't come in. Ooh, survive with 1 HP. So survive with 1 HP to get this Aqua Tail off, which is actually like huge. Because now Cobalion could just get a bunch of farm here. Acid Spray's resisted, Poison's resisted, Dark is resisted because I'm half fighting. Half fighting, half steel. So everything's resisted. So just getting ahead on energy. And they eventually come in with their Feraligatr. And I think I'm basically just sacrificing this at this point. Yeah. Just sacrificing this Pokemon. Yeah, okay. Just full sacrifice. Just taking that energy advantage on Cobalion. Double kick, Sacred Sword is a nice like combo for energy generation and damage here. So getting off this back-to-back Sacred Sword, I just grabbed 2 shields. Obviously, I need to shield everything up that comes here because I'm already at 50% health. So they probably should outpace me to the next Hydro. Feraligatrs are everywhere. Like, ooh, they don't, but I think they live this. Feraligatrs are everywhere. Like you can run a triple Feraligatr counter team and just be like fine. Like it's everywhere. Which again, Cobalion, Drifblim, bad matchup because you're weak to Ghost. Drapion, decent matchup because you resist the Ghost type fast move, and then Cobalion has like a neutralish matchup, but Feraligatr does spam pretty quickly. So, someone using a level 50 best buddy, so level 51 best buddy Clodsire. I do not have those resources. So, okay. Get this Icy Wind off. I think they maybe outpace me. So I let the first move go and then shielded this move, which is not the order you want to do it in. If you're going to lower their attack, do it on the first one. Like shield the first one and then lower the attack and then take the second one. But I just did not know how much one would do. because I saw the 2200, but I know it's level 51, so I know it should hurt. I think at this point I commit to the 2 shield anyways. Yeah, I commit to the 2 shield and just farm down here. Come out with energy, come out with switch. And it is a Giratina, so this is great. I'm just going to lower their attack right away so these ghost moves are not doing super effective against, like, I mean, they're still doing super effective against me, but they're not doing as much. And I get to a Shadow Ball, so lowering their attack and super effective Icy Wind, and now going Shadow Ball. They let it go, and what is in the back? Amanda Buzz. So I immediately, you'll be like, what the heck was that? That was me trying to get to an Icy Wind. I thought that if I got to an Icy Wind and lower their attack right away, it'd be an easy sweep. But then on the 3rd or 4th Snarl, I realized I'm not going to get to the Icy Wind. So that's when I got out. So again, that's just not knowing how much the Snarls were going to do to me. Had I known that, I would have probably got out quicker, just into Cobalion immediately. But this thing just charges pretty quick. Plus Snarls resisted. They can only throw Aerial Ace. Aerial Ace is only neutral because I'm half steel, half fighting. So when Amanda Buzz is only throwing Aerial Ace at you, you're going to get a few moves off here. So I already got one Stone Edge off. They shielded. Here comes the second one. I'll live this again too. So just a pretty... Cobalion's like pretty strong. Like I think I made you a... Haven't fully decided what I want to do for my second video this afternoon. I made you very similar to my overrated, underrated. I am going to do that. I'm going to do the overrated, underrated for Ultra League, because that one did pretty well for the Great League. And these other teams are not doing well. Okay, finally, a good lead for Drifblim. They get out into Licky. Why are you coming Drapion? Shouldn't you be coming Cobalion? Yep, I sure should. I sure should. For sure I should be. It was like half misclick, half me not paying attention. So, yes, definitely come Cobalion, where the rollout is resisted, the body slam is resisted, and they can only throw non-stab Shadow Balls, and you do super effective with the double kicks and the Sacred Sword. So that's obvious. If it's not obvious, that's the reason you do it, because double kick and Sacred Sword are super effective, and then rollout and body slam are resisted. That was just again a misclick and me not paying attention. This is just I was gonna say a mistake of over farm, but I remember in the moment being like, I can definitely poison sting down a full health, like a Licky, which I do, but then I'm down 2 shields, so I don't think that's a good spot to be in anyways. Tentacruel comes in, looks like I fast move denied it again. Maybe I'll touch on that, and it's got still 7 minutes of battles. I'll touch on that in a few minutes. Chipped and grab 1 shield. Now I gotta come Cobalion. Interesting. Oh, yeah, because they have the Verizon on the front. Right. So, of course, I'm going to do that. I was like, why am I cutting Feraligatr into Tentacruel? Because they have a Verizon on the front, and if it doesn't have Stone Edge, this thing is just essentially walled. And they throw Leaf Blade. So, yeah, it's running Leaf Blade Sacred Sword, which is what I run on mine when I use it, which just Drifblim walls every single one of these moves. So, basically came in just to ensure I had alignment here with Drifblim. And so now I should be able to easily take this matchup. Maybe even commit to the full farm down here, knowing they don't have anything. Okay, so the Baltimore Regionals. So the first thing, I didn't watch them because, you know, kids, busy, life. I saw it on Twitter. Someone posted basically a matchup where one person had 1 Pokemon left. The other person had 2, and I think it was the Goodra they got out of. They banked on Aquatail, and it was against something like an Azumarill or something. So it was a very defensive heavy, low attack Pokemon versus Goodra. So the Goodra should have won CMP. So the Goodra goes out, the other Pokemon comes in, the Azumarill takes it down, and they both have moves. So the Goodra resolved issue, the Goodra comes in and wins CMP. Goodra comes in, the Azumarill gets a charge move off because the charge move for basically they get the 1 turn lag. They 1 turn come in issue that has been resolved on Niantic's webpage. So they, yeah, I think the person who won that matchup was like knew the issue that happened and like forfeited the matchup. Like there's a lot of good sportsmanship with these screw ups here. It's happened a lot in the past where it's like, oh, did this issue just happened, eh? Yeah, you definitely should have won. This game is yours. It happened to me in like one of the factions or something tournaments, or the Gym Breakers tournaments I was in. Basically my opponent like was killing me, and then like they like lagged out, had frame drop issues, like substantially, like very, very, very obvious ones. And I won the matchup. And after the matchup, they're like, hey, like I had huge issues that game. I'm like, yeah, I know, I saw. They're like, I should have won that matchup. I'm like, yeah, I know, I saw. You can have it. Like it was just so obvious. So a lot of these times in these tournaments where it's like the top tier people who know all these issues and understand like all the situations, who should win or not, if they're good sports, which a lot of them are, they're just like, yeah, that's yours. So that's what happened in that matchup. Like the Goodra should have won. It was like a 1-1 score in the match. So the next game, whoever won that one won the match, I think it was. And the Goodra should have won, but it didn't. And the other person's like, no, like I know, I saw what happened there. So that was just the example that I saw online. Again, I'm going down 2 shields here. I don't know why. So that's the example that I just saw on Twitter. And then today, it's Axon and a couple others were just like the one turn after the feint come in was rampant today, this weekend. Like, and this was like on top of just like normal frame drop issues and everything. But like this resolved issue was everywhere today. To which I said, and again, I've been talking about this in the video since the beginning of the season, how like it's been bad this season. Like I didn't think last season was this bad. This season is bad so far for the lag and the frame drops and the one turn denial and like or mistake there. Like it's been pretty bad this season. And I talk about it a lot in the videos, but it's mostly out of like, it's obviously a huge frustration, but it's also like, it's season 20 of GBL here. Season 20. And you have bugs that have been in this game since like season 1, season 2 that you have not addressed in 18 seasons. Like you can just see, look at my top left there. Look at that ball spinning. I've got perfect connection. Like I'm doing these battles from home, like literally beside my wireless router. Yeah, but they're just constantly not fixing the game, and they fixed it for like 2 days and then it gets broken again and they don't address it again, and it's just like, it's just frustrating. It's just, and that's why like Though Technical and a bunch of other content creators who I've Wallower and stuff like that, who I've watched and learned from, have not played and will not come back, and they say I'm not coming back. Like Tho put out a video about the new meta. He actually put out a video saying about the new meta, saying like, oh, this is the new meta, look at these change moves, these are great, I'm not coming back, I'm not playing because of these issues. He goes, every time I play I get frustrated because these issues that have been here since season 1 of GBL are still here and Niantic's not fixing it. And then it's just on full display at a play Pokemon tournament. Like can you imagine you have the trading card game, you got Pokemon Unite, you got all these Pokemon related games on the platform, and you as Pokemon Go finally get into the platform for the Play Pokemon series, and you get excitement, you get potentially new eyes on the game, you get everything, yet you don't put any efforts in to actually fix the game on your end. It just, I don't understand it. I understand it from a perspective of resources to user base that plays, right? Like I said, if their resources are limited, if the personnel is limited, you're not going to spend and GBL is the most technical aspect of this game. So I imagine that the coding is way more technical in the GBL space than it is raiding or catching shinies. You're not going to put all those resources into a part of the game that, as a part of the global player base, maybe 15% plays, right? You're going to put your resources on the raiding, on the catching, on the communities, on the shinies, on this new Dynamax. You're going to put all your resources there. Everyone in the player base is doing those, right? Like, again, even the GBLers, you can be a GBLer, you're still doing the other stuff. You can do the other stuff, you're not necessarily playing GBL. So it makes sense just from a resource perspective to put all the time and effort into that aspect of the game. But yeah, it's still just frustrating for those of us who've been in this and like very in it for a while now. Just have these issues, because I don't want to talk, like, again, I rant a lot and I talk a lot of sort of sidebar stuff in these videos, but like, I don't want to talk about this stuff in the videos. I want to just focus on like the gameplay. But when the gameplay comes up and it's like, oh, there's a fast move denial. Oh, here's a situation where I wanted to get out of this matchup, but I now need to take a third charge move. Oh, here's a situation where I wanted to throw an excellent throw, but now I can only throw a 75% great because 6 of the bubbles didn't come up. Like, it's hard to focus on the gameplay and focus on talking about the ins and outs of this when it's like the game affecting you. And I already kind of mentioned this in one video, and someone already said, this is so me. In the video I said, I already make enough mistakes on my own. I don't need Niantic's incompetence to bring me down even more. Like, I already play poorly a bunch of times. Like, I don't need 5 bugs in the game to bring me down even more, right? So it just, yeah. Anyways, that is it. I'll do an overrated, underrated Ultra League this afternoon, so stay tuned for that. And then top teams tomorrow for Master League and Psychic Cup. So another down week of views and subscribers. Anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.